a lot of people coming to this church after January the 6th question why the trees are still up and the crib. They're up, I reply, because there is a tradition, particularly in the city of Rome, that February the 2nd is the last great feast of Christmas. So we have that tradition of keeping things going till Candlemas, February the 2nd. And so it is a joy in a way to be able to have this celebration as we come to the end of Christmas time. And today in the Gospel we have that account of the Annunciation which sort of begins our Christmas. The Annunciation. One of the things that the angel said to Mary, he will be great and will be called Son of the Most High. The Lord God will give him the throne of his ancestor David. One of the good things about keeping the crib up till now is that the three wise men get more of an airing, as it were, than if you were taking it down the day after they'd arrived. There is a significance there, inasmuch as those three wise men came looking for a king. So they were inevitably going to go to Jerusalem, to a palace, where there would be a king and a throne and a newborn heir to the throne. And they were perplexed that there was no baby there, no newborn child. They were perplexed, and the scriptures say, so was the whole of Jerusalem. Where is this child? Who is this child? Where is this throne? Where is this palace? And of course, we know that Herod sent them on to this town called Bethlehem. And they were led still by that star which had brought them to Jerusalem. And there, as our crib shows now, they find that baby not as the shepherds did, lying in a manger, but in a house, in the lap of his mother, on her knee. The Lord God will give him the throne of his ancestor David. And in a sense, there it is in our crib. His throne. His throne not in a king's palace, on a fine seat, but in his mother's lap. She is the throne. She is the one who gives him and presents him to the world. And there on that throne, these wise men fall to their knees and do him homage. The second reading of this votive Mass of Our Lady talks about in the letter of the Hebrews to Christ saying, you wanted no sacrifice or oblation, but prepared a body for me. In a way, that is telling us that the Lord God's ways are not our ways. He is not to be sought on a golden throne in Jerusalem in Herod's palace. He is there on that humble woman's knee. And he is there replacing the sacrifices and oblations which had made Israel feel that they could put things right with God. He had come, having prepared a body through her, to put things right with God through his own sacrifice. Here I am. I come to obey your will, he says to the Father. And he sits on the knee, lies on the lap of the woman who said, I am the handmaid of the Lord. Let what you have said be done to me. The woman who was constantly obeying the will of the Father. No better mother. There is his first throne here on earth, in her lap. But of course, it doesn't end there. What would those words mean in Mary's mind as she sees her son 30 years later hanging on another throne, which John describes the cross as? What would she have thought in her mind when she saw her son hanging on that cross? Had she been conned? How had it all gone so wrong? Could this have been a fictitious fable, a delusion? He will rule over the house of Jacob forever, and his reign will have no end. What must she have been thinking as she was seeing his life ebb away? And so here is a woman who has been through it all. Here is the woman, the second Eve, who has been through all of that human experience. The will of God done in her heart, God himself on her lap, her son hanging on the cross. She has seen it all. Therefore, she is the one who understands whatever we bring to her, because she has been there. And of course, later today, we will see another throne, the throne of adoration, the throne of the Blessed Sacrament in adoration, the throne where the risen Christ is with us under the form of bread. And of course, let us remind ourselves that in Hebrew, Bethlehem means the house of bread. He who was born of Mary through the will of Caesar was born in Bethlehem, the house of bread, and constantly comes to us, that risen Christ, under that form of bread, in our Bethlehem, every Holy Mass. Take this all of you and eat, Lord, for this is my body, which will be given up for you. In a similar way, when supper was ended, he took the chalice, and once more giving thanks, he gave it to his disciples, saying, Take this, all of you, and drink from it. For this is the chalice of my blood, the blood of the new and eternal covenant, which will be poured out for you and for many, for the forgiveness of sins. Do this in memory of me.
Mr.